I would say most recently, the thing that I did that just, it was, you know, it was a bucket list moment for me was last year in 2019, I was, and it took a year and it started in 2018 and it took quite some time to actually make it happen. But I worked at the core at Def Jam of our deal that we did with Puma. And it took a while to negotiate and we finally made it happen. And after we made it happen, one of the things that we did was we designed our own custom shoe. And I never thought, I mean, I'm a sneakerhead for a minute. And, you know, just like you, I have, you know, closets full of sneakers I've never worn, sneakers I might not ever wear. I got my wife complaining at me that I got too many boxes of sneakers. I'm taking up too much closet space. But I never thought in my life that I would be able to design a sneaker and it would go on sale at a store. And so to have made that happen and then to get to design the sneaker with my homeboys, you know, with Noah, Callahan Bever, NCB, and, you know, and James Harris, like it was just, I was in heaven when it happened. And I remember going to Complex Con when we debuted the sneaker and seeing a whole display, a six-figure layout that was all designed to highlight sneakers that me and my two friends created. Like it was a moment. I was literally in tears. You know, here I am, you know, I couldn't even explain it. Like here I am at Complex Con and there's people walking around and they're looking at the thing and they think it's cool. And I'm just sitting there like, trying to figure out, like, do you just sit there in the corner and like gloat and be happy? Or do you like tap a little sneakerhead on the shoulder and be like, hey man, just on the low, I made that, I designed that. You know, but it was just a moment. It was something that I'd always wanted to do. I never thought that I would be in a position to do it. And as it's turned out, like I was one of the guys that not just designed the sneaker, but helped make the whole deal between the two companies to even make the thing happen. And that was just a really big deal for me. When that happened, I literally had a moment where I was like, man, you arrived. Like you really did it. You really tied a bow on it. Like you could probably retire right now. But, you know, it was really a big moment for me. And for my confidence, it just made my confidence go to it just took my confidence to another level. I was really like, if you could do this, then like whatever you want to do after this moving forward, you'll be able to accomplish. What's going to be next for me now that I'm working on a new challenge? Well, I feel pretty confident that the business I'm going to move into right now is going to be successful. I curiously am moving into an area where the government on a state and a local level has identified it as an essential business. So I feel like, oddly enough, even though, you know, unemployment is through the roof and a lot of people are short on money, and then we see some other people who are just making out like bandits off the situation, I was fortunate enough to get into an industry that seems like it is going to be protected and expanded. So I feel very confident that the company I'm doing now is really gonna work. I think one of the things that's always helped me just as a business person is that I got this master's degree in education. One of the things that it taught me was, early on when I was 21, was the importance of being able to work with people and teach people. You know, I was in these classrooms with kids, and I realized like how a classroom is like a team, and everyone has to finish, right? Everyone has to complete. Everyone has to be successful. And you got smart kids, and you have kids who are less intelligent. You have kids who learn fast, kids who learn slow, kids who pay attention, kids who don't, kids who are diligent about their work, kids who aren't, kids who listen, kids who don't. But all of them have to get to the same place by the end of the school year, right? You all have to. The objective is to make sure that everyone read To Kill a Mockingbird and everyone knows their multiplication tables. And so I just learned so much from my master's in education about the importance of teaching as a management tool. It's like some people go get an MBA and, you know, which is a master's in business administration, and they come out and saying, oh, you know, like, I know how to manage and run a business. And that may be true, but being able to teach to me is a bigger management tool than that. And I've always used that. I think it's one of the reasons why I have done so well in my jobs. I've been able to, in most cases, succeed and be promoted because of my ability to manage groups of people and get them to do great work. And it has always been the backbone of everything that I do, is that when I'm in a space and I'm working, that, you know, I'm teaching and I'm learning at the same time, and I'm using the things that I learn to make sure that I can pass them on to other people and change the way that businesses are run by learning about the shortcomings, and then being able to appropriately and intelligently explain that to people in a way where they can learn it too, and you can get everyone into a system thinking the same way on how you want to achieve your goals. And I think that ultimately I'm going to want to go back to some form of real teaching. And so I know that I will always be in business. I like business, and I like the business of business. I like the business of media. I like the business of marketing. But I know that we just have so many things going on in this country that need an upgrade. And we have so few people who are willing to take the time or to shoulder the burden to say, I take responsibility for figuring out how to solve this Rubik's Cube and unravel this problem and help other people understand in a way that's selfless so that we can all move forward and be better. And so I think that when I get to a point in my life where, you know, business in that regard is less important to me, you know, and selling and buying and making profit and having a successful consumer business is less important, I'm going to want to move back into a teaching type role of some form. And I don't know what that's going to be, but I know that I have a lot to offer, and I know that there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. And I want to make sure that I leave enough time towards the end of my life that I can actually give back in a way that's going to be helpful to people.